Hello everyone and welcome to my hobby home. My name is Cathy. Thank you so much for joining me today. I am working on the Fat Quarter Shop Block 11 of the pressed flowers. This is the Cosmos. I already have, I'm getting my stuff out of my box over here. So you can see I already have all the fabrics cut out. For some reason that doesn't look like all of them, but it is. So we're just going to get on into it. This is the Sugarberry, and I may speed y'all up and mute my sound because today I am doing laundry. You don't hear it right now because I wanted to get the video started without it running. I've had a very eventful weekend. I have had quilt shows to go to. I have had the quilt show Friday and Saturday. Then I had grandbabies Friday and Saturday. So I haven't been able to do the things I normally do on the weekend. So I'm doing it today. And I'm going to be sewing today too. So I will probably be picking up some of the sounds. So I will do as much sound cleaning as I can do in the edit process, but I may just sew and bring you along for the sewing. So what I'm going to do is just turn you guys down where you can see this closer. I can't put you on the table with my sewing machine because when I'm sewing it may shake it all up, but I will turn you where you guys can see my machine a lot easier, and I may chit chat with you for a little bit, but this is what we're working on right now, is the pressed flowers. So I've already cut all of my fabrics out, and anything that I needed to do a diagonal line, I will show you what I used. I used the OmniGrid marking set rulers, which is this. That's an OmniGrid marking set ruler. And a friction pen. I love these. I learned about the OmniGrid when I was at retreat, and amazing. So I am going to just get started with my squares here. First thing we're going to do, it looks like we're making, it says making 4. Okay. So what we have to do is put a mark on the back of these, and we will do 4 of them. Well, we'll do every corner and we'll do each square. So what we're doing is just putting the right sides together. And being that I've got to make 4, I am going to go on and chain stitch all of these. I'm going to go ahead and get those 4 done, so I can do them all at the same time. Hey guys, what have y'all been doing this weekend? I know there's Quilt Con going on. This is Sunday afternoon. So I was hoping it would, I normally take Sunday as I do record in the evening time, but I normally take Sunday as my rest day. And, you know, just because work will start back tomorrow, and I work 10-hour days, and, you know, sometimes you're tired. But, being that we did the quilt show Friday and Saturday, and then I had grandbabies Friday evening and Saturday evening, I did not have time to get much sewing done. I did do some recording Friday and Saturday evening, but I didn't get a lot of sewing done. And really, Friday and Saturday is when I try to get most of my sewing done. I do small things during the week. I try to press my fabrics during the week. I try to cut my fabrics if anything needs to be cut. So we need to put one of the little squares on the next corner, so I'm just going to trim these apart. And we will keep on stitching these. But anyway, I'm hoping you guys are having a great weekend, getting the rest you need. I tell you, around here, I saw a lot of people this morning headed to go fishing. So that must mean the fish are biting right now. Let's see, the temp, well, in my house is 68 degrees, but that's no surprise. I keep the temps in my house pretty cool because I don't like it when it gets hot. But I think my husband said, because he's off working right now again, and I think he said it was registering 85 degrees where he is, which is in Arkansas. So just next door, you know, technically to us. But I don't think it's that warm here. I think when I looked, it was like in the mid 70s. But that was earlier, and you know, it could have gotten a little warmer than that. But I don't know. When it starts getting hot, I try not to go outside, but I do need to go work on my garden some. I have raised garden beds. I have a raised garden bed in my backyard, and that's kind of for kitchen things because that's on the north side of my house, because my house is south facing. And so in my backyard, I kind of have my little garden. I had jalapenos in there last year, and if y'all watched anything I've done in regards to food, you know I can't eat hot, spicy food, but my husband, the hotter it is, the more he likes it. So, yeah, you can't get further on the spectrum than we are with that. But my sensitivity to spicy foods came after an illness I had. So it's not, I love jalapenos. I love the taste of it. I will literally sit in a Mexican restaurant and eat queso and cry because it's so hot. But I can't stop eating it because I love it. So we are going to continue to do this on all four corners. See, I already have those two corners done. I'm going to continue to do this to all four corners. And once those four corners are done, I will then trim and press them out. But yeah, anyway, I have been known to sit and eat queso until I'm crying because it tastes so good. Sometimes if it's just too hot, I won't eat it. But, you know, there's that rare occasion that queso is spot on, tastes delicious, but it's still just a little too hot, but it's not the heat flavor that you like, it's the queso flavor. I'll sit there and eat it and cry. because it's so hot. But I won't eat it just because it's hot, because I don't eat stuff that's spicy. And that it's bad because I love the flavor. I just can't eat it. But anyway, I was growing jalapenos in there, and they lasted almost all winter long. So now I have, this is my J's. I need to think to keep all of that. These are the J's. They're just the little bitty with that paint. Now these, you know, see like the flowers down here and this, I want this on my thing, so I have to be purposeful in how I put that on my fabric. So when I trim and open it up, that's the part that's showing. But in my garden last year in the back, I had put some cherry tomatoes, and oh my goodness, I had so many cherry tomatoes. I will not do that this year again, because we really don't eat them. And, you know, other than just, I would go out and pop them off the plant and snack on them. But as far as like cooking with them, and I was making sauce out of them, and I just don't, I don't like that. I know I like to can, but I was trying to do roasted tomatoes, and I don't have time for that. That just, If it takes more than one day for me to make it, it ain't gonna get made. That's why I don't do my grandma's pickles. But once every few years, I make sure when I do make them, I make enough that I won't have to do them for a couple years, because it takes like 3 to 4 days to make them pickles. And they're cinnamon pickles, red pickles, whatever you want to call them. They're the pickles with the red hots, but they're delicious. And so far, I'm the only one in the family that makes them, but I guess everybody loves them. I do have one niece that I know that doesn't eat them, but I have one niece, well, my great niece, she would sit there and eat the whole jar and then drink the juice out of it. Okay. So now I'm putting my little rotary mat here. I don't know why, because I'm not going to rotate it. I'm going to pick my fabric up. I haven't gotten used to that. I haven't gotten out of the habit of picking my fabric up, but they're all sewn together, so it doesn't matter. Now, one thing I will say is, I do still use a ruler as a guide. I don't need that, I don't guess. I do still use a ruler as a guide to trim, because once I do all of these, I am going to press them out and make sure they, you know, if I need to do any trimming up or anything, I'll be able to do that once I press them. And y'all, I know I'm learning new stuff all the time, and I know this is not something new and that a lot of quilters use it, but that best press is my friend now, my best friend, because, oh, it just makes everything lay so much flatter and look so much nicer. Okay, here we have those blocks completed. Our next step, we will be taking these 3 triangles and making a square. Okay, guys, I'm now where I can talk. I've got the laundry machines off right now, so you will see we got our first, this is called the pedal unit. I've got all 4 of those done. Our next unit that we got done is called the hourglass unit. I think it goes this way. We got 4 of these done. And this is called the stem unit. We have 1 of that one done. So our next unit is called the leaf unit. Let me grab my pieces I need. And it looks like we're going to make 2 of these units. And we will take this rectangle and put these little squares in all 4 corners, just like we did for the pedal unit. So I'm just going to do a continuous chain sewing, or whatever it's called. Let's see, we're going to have 2 of these. I am just going to get started on that. Yeah, I finally got all the laundry washed. Now I just have to fold it. But my thing is, as long as it's clean, we're good for right now. I'll have it folded before I go down for the night. You know, before I go to bed, I'll have it folded. That is, unless I sew until 10:30, 11 o'clock tonight. I hope I don't do that. Let's see. It is about 4:30 right now, so, and I've been sewing right at an hour, so I've been sewing since about 3:30. That sounds about right. Because my oldest daughter is in at my youngest daughter's house today, so they called me and I went over and met with her today and visited with her for a little bit and saw the grandbabies for a little bit. My daughter-in-law is helping a friend. I think it's taken a little longer than they had anticipated. So now we are to... Okay, yeah, so what we're going to do is do it opposite edges because I'll need to trim this before I can put that one on. So that makes 2 days in a row. I got to see my little grandbaby girl. She is so precious. She's just all smiles all the time. I may have to quit using my automatic thread cutter because it don't cut. I don't know. That's the one thing with the Bernina I'm not happy about. If somebody knows what's going on with this thing, please tell me. I keep it cleaned. When I service my machine every day before I cut it on to use, or I cut it on to service it, but before I use it, I clean that out. I make sure there's nothing in there. I'm not happy with that. Just saying. Okay, now we're going to finish off these corners. Going to tell y'all the strangest thing happened to my sister and I the other day. She and I were talking about, okay, I guess maybe I need to give you a little background information. My sister and I normally take a vacation together every year. We like to go, well, we did a cruise. a Caribbean cruise one year. It was fun, but I don't like the open sea. I don't like the ocean. First off, I have vertigo. I got sick. So, but we were looking at a steamboat cruise. Trying to figure out how to use this thing here. And she had called and talked to someone there. I think it was American Steamboat or something like that. And she had talked to someone about it because we're looking for a cruise with no children. I know by no means we are not senior citizens, but hey, let's face it, that's who we'd rather be with, because we don't want a lot of kids, and we want things that's geared more towards adults that don't have kids. We want a menu that is not geared for kids. Now, I mean, the cruise that we went on, it had dining room experiences, and which was really nice. We did enjoy it. The food was great. But there was way too many kids. I mean, you could not even go near the swimming pool. Now, they did have, I think it was called the Serenity Deck on the one that we was on. That was for older people. But if you wanted to do the movie at night, you had to do it with all the kids around the swimming pool, and it just wasn't. You know, I like doing the movie at night because it was open air, but I'm not a big cruiser like that. I'm not too big in the open air like that. But, I guess I can't figure out where that cutter is at. But the very next day after she talked to them, I don't know what happened. I don't know if she gave them her email address or contact information, because we were seriously thinking about going on a riverboat cruise. And somehow she found out they went out of business within a 24-hour time frame. So obviously the person on the phone had no clue that they were going out of business. So y'all, there is some more riverboat cruises though, or steamboat cruise. We want something that's slow, that has a hop on and off where you can go do excursions and stuff. And I know there are some out there, but my goodness, them things get expensive. And we like to have a room that has a balcony, so we can get fresh air and go outside and look outside at night, you know, where we could be in our room and open our curtains up and look outside. But that is just the strangest thing ever. But we're hoping we can find one that's within our price range. We don't want to pay $8,000 for just a few days. No. We can go somewhere that's got giraffes that'll eat out of our hand on a balcony less than that. So, just saying. These are done now. Let's see, what are these called? These are called our leaf units. Now it tells us to assemble our block. But, back to our steamboat fun stuff. We really want an all-inclusive trip like that, you know, where all your entertainment and everything is right there. Because, I mean, let's face it, we are getting older. And it's nice to have all that right there. So, assembling our block. It looks like I am going to do it in the rows. I will show you here. You see how it has the 3 rows right there? You have 1, 2, and 3. I'm going to start it with the top row. which starts like this. Now I'm going to tell you, using this best press, I'm having to learn how to gauge my temperature on my iron. I scorched my fabrics, and so I've cut my temp down. I'm hoping that works. I hope. but I scorched my fabric, so yeah, it's not going to be pretty. That's okay, I guess. I'll be fine. But actually, no, I'm not going to work on that. I'm going to do the first 2 blocks of each unit, of each row. But yeah, guys, so if y'all know of anything like that, like a steamboat excursion or a steamboat cruise that's all inclusive with off and on excursions, we're into that kind of thing. We really like that. We go, there is a little town about 3 hours south of us that we like to go to as well. It is called Arnoldville. It's just it's a tiny town on a bayou, and it's kind of real artsy feel to it. They have a little art, it's not really a museum because they sell the items, but it's just a real artsy little area that we love to go to. And they have a really nice restaurant there that we like to go to. And, you know, we like to find different. That's what we like to find, is different things to go to. Okay, so I've got the first 3 rows. The next thing I'm going to do, instead of taking those off to complete them, I have these 2 right here, and both of these units are going to have one of these squares on one end of it. So I'm going to go on and do this one also. Try to get them in bigger pieces so they're easier to put together. Yeah, my sister and I do like to travel though. But we don't try to go somewhere real far. We had tried in, let's say 2019 was when we took the Caribbean cruise. That was my first cruise ever. Had a blast. It was so much fun. We liked the bingo. We liked the comedy club. We liked the entertainment show at night. It was just really fun. And I'm going to try to cut this one more time. See, because that was my whole purpose of this machine, was because it had that. And if it's not working, I'm going to have to call them and tell them about this, because I mean, it's like something's getting stuck down in there. Because it really is. It's cutting the thread. It's just getting stuck. But we're looking to take another trip. Anyway, 2019. I just squirreled. 2019, we did our first cruise. Both of us. It was the first one for both of us. And I have to look to see where I'm at and what I'm doing, so I can kind of, because I can really mess this up if I don't pay attention to what I'm doing. Okay. And then, so when we got home, we were so excited. We had so much fun that we booked our cruise for the next year. We went in 2020. We had it scheduled for May, I believe, of 2020 to go on an Alaskan cruise. We both want to go to Alaska. Never have been to Alaska, either one of us. We really wanted to go. But everybody knows what happened that March. Understandable, you know, nothing anyone could have done. Twist of fate, maybe, just our luck. And so we had postponed it. I think, if I'm not mistaken, we had postponed it to either 6 months or the next year. Well, I got sick in March of the next year. Well, I got sick in February. And so we just decided not to do the cruise. And, you know, just to wait until a better time to do the cruise. Well, now I don't, you know, we're a little older now, and we just don't think, which I say that, and it sounds so funny because it's like, we're only 5 years older. How is that much difference? But we really wanted something, you know, the things that did not appeal to us with the other cruise was it did have a lot of children on it. And you know what? I've raised my kids, and bless them parents that take them kids on a cruise. Oh my goodness. That's a lot. First off, that's expensive. Second, man, how do you keep up with kids on a cruise ship? Well, I guess they ain't going nowhere. They're on a ship. They're not going nowhere. But I would just have a hard time because, I don't know, I always have a fear of water with my children. Always have. But that would make it really, really hard for me. So, we are currently looking for a vacation, or to book a vacation. We have one place up north that we're thinking maybe of going, but it's not a cruise. We would like to do a train vacation too. We like all them different type of vacations. So, but one moment, let me get these pressed so I can put these together. Okay, these are done. So now I am going to start putting these rows together. I think I'm going to trim the rows though, so they're all one size. Because I did get off on, you know, some of these are a little longer than the others. Okay, so now we are piecing. I'm going to nest these seams up. Some of this I'm probably just going to speed you through again because when I go nesting, it takes a long time to do it sometimes. Because what I do is I make sure my seam nests all the way down. Because when they do, I know that that piece is straight with each other and not just that top part is nested. So now we are going to just start putting our rows together. Our next step is to add this block to it. Okay, it looks like I need to add this onto one of these first, which I'm going to go ahead and do that. and press that out so we can actually just start putting the 2 pieces on, and that will be it. I am doing this one first. I have a seam that nests. Well, it don't nest. It just comes together. So I've got that on. Now the next thing I do is put this piece on the right side. It does look like I have nesting seams there, which is nice to have. But I'm going to tell you, even though I nest, sometimes they don't come out how they should, and I'm okay with that. The fact that I have something that I have sewn and put together is all that matters to me, because this is going to be a beautiful quilt either way it goes. So I am just going to sew this right here. And this will be our last piece to add on, and then press. And then this block will be done. Now it has, looks like I've been sewing for 1 hour and 40 minutes. But I will say that I've not been sewing 1 hour and 40 minutes. That does include the time when I had to go move laundry over and all of that, because I didn't stop my camera when I did that. Okay, so now I am going to press this, and we will be able to see what this looks like. Okay, y'all, here is the block. That is block 11. Is that not beautiful? That is very, very pretty. So I will bring you guys along for some more updates and stuff too. I will be doing the updates on Monday. So this video will actually come out Tuesday then instead of Monday. So guys, if you like this type of video, give me a thumbs up. If you like to do a little sew along, chat alongs and all that with me, give me a thumbs up. If you've not yet subscribed, please do. Feel free to comment. I do respond to each and every comment personally. And as always, until I see you again, have a very blessed day. Goodbye.